Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is the Q&A Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe Pisapia. With me is my best boy, the Welsh, and it's all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, asking your questions, trades, ads, drops, life issues, whatever it might be. We hopefully have answers for you, so drop your comments below. And remember, if you want your questions to get right to the top of the queue, Super Chats are enabled. That's right. You super chat us. It goes right to the top. You go right in front of everybody else. You're like the cool kids at the water park. You're like the cool people who have a lot of money at Disney. You go right in the front of the queue and get your question answered. So super chat us if you're desperately needing the help, especially of the Welsh. Welsh, Nolan Arenado scratched today. Could Boston be kicking the tires again, possibly on a Nolan Arenado deal?
Maybe, if we want to pretend to have some fun with it, I would say that could be a likely situation. Arenado is not young, and there was a trade that looked like it was in tow some time ago that I believe it was Arenado nixed or whatever. But my point to this is this is the type of guy that maybe we would kind of throw back and say that if there was any type of trade looming, they might say, let's sit for today, buddy. Let's sit. Let's see if we can get this trade because he might pull something in the middle of the game. I didn't hear any word about it. Maybe it's not, but I'm going to throw out hopes that maybe an Arenado trade is coming.
Kind of a lackluster start to the year. Nothing special. Not the worst. He's hitting 250. Power's not been great. Only 3 homers. Got 14 RBI, though. He does have more walks than strikeouts, which is interesting. Got 16 walks, 14 strikeouts on the year for Nolan Arenado. So
increased his bat speed. He kind of changed a bit from the profile. It's interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And the Astros were in on Arenado. The Yankees were kicking the tires there.
The Astros was the next one. That's what it was. It was among the Bregman stuff. Yeah.
But the Red Sox were kicking the tires, so were the Yankees. Everybody was kicking the tires, and nobody liked the cost. But maybe that cost has come down as St. Louis realized we've got to just kind of get out and scrap everything. Michael Jansen starting off the year. Daniel Schneemann have any value? 3 homers this week. What do you think of the Schneemann?
Yeah, we've all experienced a little Schneemann before. He's hitting higher in the lineup, which is pretty interesting. We've talked about that right field in Cleveland. They opened up a win panel, and it's kind of helped create more homers for left-handed hitters. And I'm looking, 3 of his 5 homers are really heavy pull side and definitely got out of there. My inclination is to be probably not, but he is getting playing time right now. 286, 5 homers. The profile in the small-ish sample size is pretty impressive. 20% barrel, 52% hard hit rate. I think he's decent to chill with right now, but I don't believe too super long term.
Fun facts about Daniel Schneemann. He went to BYU University. He was selected by the Cleveland Indians in the 33rd round with the 1,003rd overall selection in the 2018 Major League Baseball draft. He's 28 years old. Personal life, he's married. He's also married to an assistant softball coach at BYU. So there you go. It's
great information.
Those kids are going to be great hitters someday. So there you go. Let's get to some more of your questions. There's all the Schneemann you possibly could have imagined. Michael Monaco, Herrera or Carson Kelly going forward?
Herrera for me. Herrera had already, I believe, started up his rehab assignment, so he should be coming back here very shortly. Kelly is just destroyer of worlds right now, super awesome, but I'm a long-term Herrera guy, so that's for me.
Good, Joe. I have Rasmussen. Would you drop him for Ranger Suarez or Schwarver? Suarez, maybe. I'm not a Shawver guy.
Shawver. I'm probably going to stick with Rasmussen, but yeah, Ranger's interesting. I think those guys are on the same general vicinity. I would stick with Rasmussen, though.
I want to just make him one person, Suarez. Can I just make him Suarez?
Yeah.
That would be my preference. All right, let's go to Van Rod, Riley Green, Seth Lugo, and Brian Wu for Jackson, Merrill, and Zach Wheeler. Good trade. It is if you're getting Merrill and Wheeler.
It is not a good trade if you're getting the other side. So Merrill and Wheeler is a absolutely ridiculous trade. You can't even give me the context either of bad arms and I got a little bit of depth. Screw depth. Zach Wheeler's the top 5 pitcher in baseball, and Jackson Merrill's the top 2 round player, and you did not get any one of your singular players a top 2 rounds. So no,
100% great.
Or
great trade,
whichever side.
Right. Fred Dinger, friend of the show. My Terang for Cease. Good luck if you can pull it off. Look, Cease's expected ERA and all those numbers are better than his actual ERA. The strikeout rate's still good. His walk rate's up right now. You're just looking at Last year we were spoiled. I wrote this on FantasyPros.com about the buy lows and sell highs. We even talked about it on the video yesterday. If you missed it, go back and watch the trade video from yesterday. Dylan Cease spoiled us last year. He was perfection. He was brilliant. He was unstoppable. And unfortunately, that walk rate has ticked back up. And when he was with the White Sox, you saw inefficient Dylan Cease sometimes. But I'm not concerned. If I could get him for Terang, I would do that in a heartbeat, Welsh.
Yeah, I'm not trading my Cease for Terang, even though Terang is making some good changes. He's barreling the ball more. I kind of still don't necessarily believe in the home run power, but like he's way better than he was being drafted. But it's not on Cease level. So if this is you getting Cease, I love it. If you're asking, hey, do you think this trade works? No, I don't. But if you can pull it off, good on you.
Big Dance wants to know, will Cags? Oh, we're calling him Cags again, Welsh. It's gonna piss some people off.
Guy that doesn't like. There's some guy that doesn't.
Some guy doesn't like it. He commented on the YouTube. He's like, "Why you gotta call him Cags?"
Because we want to. Because it's our show. We're gonna do what we want.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, take
when
that.
When is Memorial Day? When the hell is that? Like 23rd or something?
No, I think it's a little later. It is the 26th this year.
I'm gonna say no. But I won't be shocked if it were to happen. He's destroying AA. We've really heard no rumblings of what they're going to do. I think they could jump him up, but it's more likely than not that you're going to send him in AAA. So I don't think so.
What do we do with Vlad? Ooh, that's an interesting one. 4 homers, 18 RBI, 275 batting average. I mean, he's been fine. I think like contract stuff was annoying. Santander's starting to hit a little bit recently. Springer's been pretty good. I think you just wait it out and hope. Look, you ended basically April with 14 homers and 18 RBI. Is it the April you wanted? No. But last year he hit 323 and a 940 OPS. He's going to get hot at some point, and I feel like he's been kind of a slow starter in his career. So I'm just waiting this out, Welsh. What about you?
I mean, what do we do? You just enjoy, like still having this great elite-ish player, even though, some of the counting stats at this point haven't fully carried on. He's not pulling the ball right now. None of them are really heavy pull side stuff. That's going to continue. The profile is ridiculous. It still looks as great as always. 52% hard hit rate, best barrel rate of his entire career, which is great. I'm just kind of like you said, kind of like a slow start. I don't think you do anything. If you've got an owner out there, you kind of buy. I would say the same thing. All the crazy, let's highlight this guy for a second. Let's not give negativity too much attention. But this person that decided multiple times to say Coconut Head, did Welsh screw my, good spelling, screw my by telling me to draft Caminero and means by team? No, because I didn't draft your team. But also, Junior Caminero is not a bad player. He has 6 homers, a stolen base right now.
He has no lineup protection.
50% hard hit rate. He has an expected batting average almost 30 spots higher. So I did not screw my by telling anyone to draft Junior Caminero, because he's probably going to end up being a top 5 or 6 third baseman. He's a startable third baseman.
Well,
so sorry, I screw. Yeah, I guess he did it multiple times.
I think you and I did it together. I think it was more of a tag team action. There's a little 2-on-1 going on there, because I also still like Junior Caminero. I have him in multiple spots, and I am not panicking. My frustration with Caminero comes from what's around him, which is not much in front and not much behind.
It's not, but it's not awful. I mean, there's
awful, but it's not formidable. And what I'm saying is, it's not like you have to pitch to Caminero in tough spots. That's the kind of lineup they have, which is when you get in a tough spot, you pitch around Caminero, and that is the benefit of having a Randy Arozarena around you, like he did, possibly last year, and now he has gone to Seattle, and that's, again, you just need somebody like that. And the Rays are just so cheap. I just wish they would, they could have had a Soler this year if they wanted. They could have done a lot of things like that. They don't make any moves. They just come to the same thing every year. If you're a Rays fan, it's really hard. It's just really difficult because they don't spend any money at all.
Yeah, but I mean, like Josh Lowe is going to be back soon. Brandon, I don't disagree with you. Yandy Diaz and stuff.
And the Lows, are they really exciting anybody?
But okay, but what I'm getting, I don't think Junior Caminero is being pitched around. I think he's just still adjusting. He's a young player. It's just so silly to me. There's the reason I brought it up outside of just seeing annoying stuff like that is, first off, when people are like, what do I do about Vlad? What do I do about Caminero? You spent a high equity on these guys, and they're also not awful. So you chill and you get a little bit more of a sample size. Yeah. But also at the same same point, when you draft a rookie and you can't or a young, super young player, and you can't stomach the ups and downs, then don't draft them. Then don't listen to me. Don't do that. Junior Caminero is underperforming against all pitch types. And that means on the positive, he's whipping less against fastballs this year. He's got an expected batting average against fastballs 40 points higher, 288. That's elite. And he's a fastball hitter. So I'm just getting at that, outside of just being able to answer that question, I would just go back to say that really good players, chill out, especially that they're not playing super horrible. I think you should hold up.
You know, he's a really good player, Jose Ramirez, and we're giving away his jersey. That's right. We ripped it off his back and we're giving it to you right here. All you have to do is subscribe to the Fantasy Pros MLB channel, drop your comments below, and ring the bell till it goes ding. And the Jose Ramirez jersey from Pristine Auction can be yours. It's, again, Pristine Auction, a great place.
Be mine?
Get all of your stuff. No, not yours. Yours, yours, the ether.
Oh,
you,
royal,
yeah.
the royal.
The royal you.
Yeah.
Exactly. Otis the Dumpling. Nico and Hyeseong Kim for Buxton, and either Marcelo Mayer or Mountcastle in a keeper. 1,000%. If you can get Mayer. Mayer's the best piece in this. Okay? That's the piece I want. So whatever it takes to get him, you get him in a keeper situation, I think.
Yeah.
And I'll take Buxton too, because Buxton's been all right this year.
Very different, Mountcastle or Mayer. In a keeper league, I want Marcelo for sure.
I don't want nothing to do with Mountcastle.
Yeah, Buxton's playing well. I mean, Kim is kind of interesting in there. By the way, I like this comment. Seth, you put it up back-to-back, said, Will screwed me last year by putting a gun to my head and making me draft Gabby Moreno in every league. That's what I do, ladies and gentlemen. Junior Caminero, get it or else.
That's right. You better take this guy or else I'm going to come to your house. Thunderstud, thanks for the super chat. Drop Devin Williams or Bednar for Cade Horton.
Or Bednar.
Or Bednar. Didn't I say 4 Cade?
Oh, I thought you said 4. No. Devin Williams. And,
or 4. Williams or Bednar for Cade Horton.
Man, I have had so many.
Answer.
I know what your answer is going to be. I've had so many Devin Williams questions, and I was having a chat with a friend who they're like, should I do this? And I'm like, yeah, in your league, you could do it. And I said, but I would keep a close eye. And he's like, I don't think he's coming back. And it's like, maybe not. Listen, I'm a glutton for punishment, maybe a glutton too, that I just I find it hard to believe that Devin Williams is not going to get the opportunities later this year. And if it's fixed, he's a top 5 closer. Bednar is shaky ground, but he might get saves. Devin Williams not. So short league, you can do it. Cade Horton is a rookie with no guarantees. I just don't think I can do that in bigger leagues. But, I understand why you can do it. I understand why you can make those moves. I just don't want to. Joe is now cold water.
Well, no. I mean, look, a lot of this depends on the kind of league you're in. If you're already good with saves and Williams, let's say, is your third closer, then go pick up Horton, because I think there's a good chance Horton sticks in this rotation if he pitches well. If you are in a deeper league, I'm going to say let Horton just kind of float to somebody else. And you're not going to like that answer because Horton is exciting. But the Yankees made an investment in Devin Williams, and I would be shocked if at some point he didn't get right and get back into that closer role. So it really is circumstantial for me. In a shallow league, I'm much more apt to make that move and play the waiver wire for more saves. If it's
I was kind of
league,
agreeing
I'm
with
not.
you. Yeah.
I would just kind of let that go. So that's why I said you might not like my answer because Cade Horton is exciting, but
I thought you were going the other way. So
I
know.
You
pulled a 180 on me. Very impressive.
I did. I'm unpredictable. That's why people watch the program.
Yeah.
Faith No More. This is funny. This is a funny spelling.
Yeah. Ironic too.
What is it? Is it time to give up on Sandy Alcantara? No. I'm not going to do it now. In a 10-team league, yes. In a 10-team league, 100%. There's no reason to keep a guy who's been that bad. In a 12-team league, I really don't want to do it.
But
if there's somebody crazy good on the waiver wire, I'm considering it. But I don't want to give up yet.
Looking at this real quick, it is 8.42 ERA, 6.19, not a move from Rey Mysterio. But it does have a 6.19 expected ERA, 10.9 barrel he's giving up. That's absurd. One of the worst in the league, a 2.99 expected batting average against. Guys are hitting him hard on average. It's just, it's hard to fathom what's going on. And his usage has moved back up to primary changeup. And as good as that is, and that's been the play, everything else is getting hard. My God, four-seam fastball, 96.5. 96.5 exit velocity against. It's crazy. This is purely Joe and I sitting here being like, listen, the track record of Sandy is too much for us to say that he's done. But he came off an injury. It's a tough one.
I think he's just looking for the feel for pitching again. And he is a feel pitcher. He is a control pitcher. He's a guy that is not blowing you away with 98 miles an hour. That's just not his game, right? So
Sandy hits up there. Sandy's fastball is like that's 97.
Yeah, but like he's not. I guess here's the thing: like he gets you. He looks for the outs in the lineup. Like he's not trying to strike out everybody. He's not trying to blow. And look,
he's a straight line fastball sinker guy. He throws it like in the zone. He's not like tinkering to blow it by
when
you.
He
That's
first came
his
up.
problem.
I remember he was more of a I'm going to throw through a barn door kind of guy, and he dialed that back. There might also be that mental thing too, where he's really afraid to let it rip. In certain spots where maybe just mentally he's just held back a little bit. And the only thing that cures that is time. The other thing that cures it is not facing the Dodgers 2 starts in a row. That also sucks ass.
Very good.
So I just want to throw that out there too. It's a great conversation. It's important. If you watch leading off today, UE2K, I'm no armchair Monday morning quarterback, but did we jump the gun on Kurtz, or is this to be expected? One of the great Welshisms of all time. I will never hear that phrase and not think of you. That was...
It completely put them both together. It was a total brain fart. This is another one of those, just to throw it. Like, I want to point out, he is hitting 262 and he does have like a 60-point higher OBP, but he's not barreling the ball. He's striking out like crazy. My God, it's come down, but he's walking 10% of the time. He is hitting over 260. Everything has not clicked. The what?
This is what drives me nuts when they bring up the kids, right? Again, this is baseball 101 crap, and I hate it, and it drives me crazy. You bring up the kid, right, and immediately you put him in a spot in the lineup where he's bound to be not successful, where he's not going to see a lot of fastballs. Put him in a 2 spot, right? Just do it for a couple weeks. Let him establish himself. Let him see some fastballs. Let him feel good about himself. And then you want to finagle the order a little bit, it's fine. Everybody's feelings, okay, this goes back to the Rafael Devers conversation earlier today. Everyone's feelings. You know what you could do with your feelings? You could stuff them in a sack, all right? That's what you could do with your feelings right now. This is professional baseball. You guys want to win? Get the kid in a spot in the lineup where he can hit. Hitting him 8th is not going to do anybody any favors, okay? Put him in front of Brent Rooker and watch how Nick Kurtz starts to hit, okay? But I'm going to be patient. Did we get a little ahead of ourselves? Maybe. Same thing here. A question about Logan LeMay about Cam Smith. The leash should not be too long with Cam Smith. We liked Cam Smith as a prospect. We thought he could make an impact. We thought he might make the team, and we were right. He did. Now, has he performed great? No. Most rookies don't perform off the charts as soon as they get to the big leagues. Do I have to remind you of Jackson Holliday? Do I have to remind you of all the guys in rookies past? Sometimes it takes a second trip. Sometimes a third. Sometimes it never happens at all. Jordan Walker. But you know what? I think with a talent like Kurtz, I'm going to be patient here. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm going to try to be patient too. I hope the team is as well. The ballpark is pretty beneficial. He is hitting a bit. I mean, dude has 11 hits. Like, I know it doesn't feel like that because he's not barreling the ball and weird stuff is going on, but like he does have 11 hits. And this is going to probably shock you guys as well. He has a 91 or higher average exit velocity against the 3 major pitch types. So he's hitting the ball hard. He's making some contact, but the strikeouts are a huge issue. 41% against four-seam and 42% against sliders. Those are like the 2 pitch type C. And he's got to get the ball in the air. He is an 8% pulled air percentage, which is bad, really bad, and a 66% zone contact rate. So like there are changes, but again, he's a young dude. That's the worry. When I know we like lift it all up, we're like, oh my God, Nick Kurtz watch. Where is he? Free Nick Kurtz.
Excited about players and still keep it real if they come up.
Yeah, you gotta be careful about your investment.
He's not been impossibly bad. At the same time, they've got the Yankees and their crap second part of their rotation coming to town this weekend. Then after that, the Dodgers and whatever's left of that rotation. Like that's another one that's kind of skeptical right now. So I don't fear that Dodger rotation as much as I might have a month ago, depending on how the starts line up, especially. Then they got the Giants and the Angels. So there's room for him to turn things around here coming up. When you're looking at young players, also look at some of the schedule coming up too. That'll tell you a lot about whether or not you should move on from a player. Stott or McLean rest of the way in categories. It's Stott for me. Stott's been pretty solid
that's a tough one. Stott's fine. I feel like McLean has better upside. The strikeout issues I've been worried about since last year.
I think is going to kill you. Stott will hit 265, 270 when all said and done. I think you'll take
He's safer. Stott's safer. McLean, I think, is better upside.
Yeah. What's up with Walker? Should I drop him? Yes. Yes. Drop Jordan Walker. It's done. It's over. I'm sorry. It's just not happening.
He's droppable.
Kelsey Land. Nola is available in my shallow league. I have Cease, Gore, Bubic, Green, Eovaldi, Sale, and Lazardo. Nice. Who should I drop for him? Welsh? I'd say Bubic.
It's the Bubala. I would drop the Bubala as well. Sorry.
Sorry, Bubala. We love you, Bubala, but, our Springs and Roupp worth rostering. Expecting numbers aren't so bad. I would say, again, it depends on what's out there. If there's things that are better, I would be happy to flip those guys.
I'm kind of disenchanted with Jeffrey Springs. I know what you're saying. The underlying stuff isn't like, atrocious and things could bounce back. I think Roupp is really interesting. He's giving up like no hard hit contact, 25% K percentage. He's got almost a run and a half lower expected batting average or expected ERA, which is around 3.5 in a really hitter friendly ballpark. The problem is they've got like Hayden Birdsong floating around and they got Kyle Harrison up there. So the leash, I'm okay with Roupp, but I don't think either one of these guys are like 10-team league players. Even Jeffrey Springs, he can be out.
Okay, here we go. Now the show really begins as Jack Leiter worth holding on to. Let's take a look at the game log, Welsh, because I said I'm a man of my word. I'm a man of honor. If he had 6 good starts in a row, I would stop calling him a Nepo baby. I would say he's a good pitcher. I would say he has my ringing endorsement the rest of season. So let's take a look. So the last time we saw him was April 2nd before the injury, right? So before the injury, 2 good starts. 2 whole good starts. He came back on the 27th. He went 3 1/3 innings, walked 4 guys, struck out 3. That wasn't a great start. Not a great start for him. Okay, first start back. Then he pitched on Friday of last week. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs, 6 of them earned, 2 homers, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. Also, no bueno. So,
one bad start. It's one actual
it's
bad
2 bad
start.
starts. It's two bad starts.
One bad start, one not great start, other starts good.
Walking 4 guys in 3 innings is not a good start.
I'm just not going to say he gave up 2 earned runs. I don't think he didn't get blown up. He didn't make the 3 down on leading off because of it. I think it's one really bad start, one start, and then there's a couple other good ones. Is he worth holding on to? Not in a short league. In a super deep league, 15-team or keeper, yes, he is.
Nepo baby. Is Christian Walker going to turn things around? I think he already started to. I mean, look, it's Christian Walker might also be at that point in his career too, where he's not the same player he was. I mean, he is in his mid-30s now. You might be a player that perhaps Arizona saw some decline in, and you got to give him credit if they were able to recognize that. I didn't see any decline last year. Nobody watched more Diamondbacks than Welsh. Did you see any decline in Christian Walker?
Yeah, I mean, the playoffs just disappeared the year prior in that.
Playoffs. And some guys just don't perform well in playoffs. I meant like in the regular season.
No, he's kind of the still same regular guy. He's having a little bit more inconsistencies. The batting average is way down. His expected batting average is actually the lowest it's been since 2018. And he's striking out the highest he has had since 2018, but barrel hard hit, like a lot of those hitting metrics are there. He's also underperforming against fastballs, which should bounce back, but things seem to be a tick down. Did I ever tell you the story of when I hurt Christian Walker? I've told it on ITL.
I don't think so. Like emotionally or physically?
Physically. It was a Diamondback spring training like 4 or 5 years ago. It was pre-COVID, I think, because we were able to really go far back. And he was working on this side field. And Christian had done much stuff in AAA and stuff. And I had called over to Christian, and he comes over, and there's this field, and then there's like a walkway, like a actual concrete walkway. He comes onto the walkway, coming to me, gets over to me, and then slips and falls and goes flying backwards on his back. I had to help him up. And then the next day on the transaction chart, it was Christian Walker out day to day with whatever it was, like soreness.
The Welsh,
and we all know that I did it. So I did hurt. He was much better after that, but that was many years ago. But I did hurt Christian Walker, and I'm a little hurt by Christian Walker's production.
Yeah. I would still be patient. I would still be buying. First base has been crappy. Casas is hurt. A lot of other guys have underperformed. I would just wait it out here. I just realized we're both wearing our Marvel shirts today. You're wearing a cool Marvel shirt, and I'm wearing my NBA Jam Wolverine Deadpool.
Oh, yours is way cooler. Mine's like standard. That's actually I like those Marvel those NBA Jam type shirts. I have like a 49er
homage. Really cool t-shirt.
Let's see it again. That's
sponsor of the show. And it's got
Oh yeah,
their,
yours is
it's
quick.
got their strengths and weaknesses, which are really funny. I can't read them all right now; it'll kill the show. Let's
Oh.
go to Frank's question. My paisan, hey guys, 12-team head-to-head, Crochet, Langford, and for Tatis and Senga. Which side would you take? Also, Joey, we are fellow paisans. Last week, you said you were 97% Italian. I took the test a few years back. I am too. So Frank and I might really be close, like closely related, like
Oh.
super Italians. Maybe even Marvel level. Crochet and Langford for Tatis and Senga. I think Tatis and Senga is the better combination, Welsh, just because I always favor the position players personally.
Damn, that's a tough one. I feel like preseason, I definitely would have said Crochet and Langford. Got my little crochet things that are out there. I don't know. I think that's pretty even. Tatis, though, is the singular best player, but like Langford can be a top 3 player. I guess I'll go with the Tatis side as well,
Pretty
but
solid.
there's some
Like
great depth. That's a weird thing. It's like
that's a
Crochet
good
and
trade.
Langford.
That's a good trade. That is a
Core.
trade where everybody wins and your rosters hopefully are better. But
No.
just putting that out there, like Senga's better than he gets credit for. And if you need more help setting your lineups or managing your fantasy baseball teams, my playbook is here for you. Manage your fantasy baseball lineups and dominate your leagues with my playbook from Fantasy Pros. My playbook is a suite of powerful tools to help you make better decisions, manage your lineups, and win your leagues. Import your team, get custom fantasy baseball news, rankings, and analysis. Sync your leagues for free today at fantasypros.com/MLB My Playbook or download the Fantasy Pros My Playbook app. Let's get to some more of your questions here. Good Joe, not me. I'm the bad Joe. I got a lot of names on my waiver wire. I got a lot of feelings. Would you pick up Christian Walker, Nolan Arenado, Simeon, and Nimmo? Are all there? Are they washed? Or are they worth grabbing? I think Walker is. Arenado could be, depending on what you're dropping. Simeon is hitting a lot of waiver wires, Welsh. And I get it. People have just lost patience. We're, 5-6 weeks into the season now. That's rough. And Nimmo's DHing today because he kind of tweaked himself yesterday. But Nimmo's probably the safest of these guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I think Christian Walker and Simeon have some tremendous upside. The Simeon one is worrisome, but like we have been at this dance before. He's actually barreling better than he's done the last 4 years. But strikeouts are up. He's walking a bit. He's been moved in the rotation. He's got about a 50-point jump in his expected batting average. And it's like, if I can get 240, 250, Simeon, I'm going to get 20 out of him. I think Walker and Simeon both are. Arenado, there's some trade rumors. He got scratched from the game today. And, if he were to be like a Dodger, I think that even just creates a little bit extra value if you're hitting 5 in the Dodgers lineup. But that's why it's like, it depends what your needs are. Nimmo might be the safest in his outfield. Infield, I'd probably prioritize Christian Walker, then Simeon, and then Arenado.
Here's one from Cody. Boys, Cronenworth or Horner? Who do you want, Welsh?
Probably Horner. I'm not the big
Robert's
Cronenworth
question.
guy.
Think Birdsong is starting soon? Lawler, Anthony, ETA, Cruz going to produce this year. Cruz had a little rebound and then he kind of went backwards again. I'm not loving the Dylan Cruz stuff I'm seeing number wise. Anthony will be there before Lawler. I would take that one to the bank. Lawler just has no path.
Ooh, I am going to disagree. I think Lawler is there before Anthony, and then Birdsong. I don't know. Birds. They've got too many guys. Kyle Harrison's out there. Birdsong. They've got Carson Whisenhunt. If they're going to end up having and Roupp, if they're going to have like 4 rookie pitchers, they're going to have to make a commitment to 1 or 2 being in the bullpen, and it's kind of feeling like they want Birdsong in the bullpen. So I'm not optimistic on that one.
Matthew Libator or Max Meyer? You wouldn't be asking this question 2 weeks ago. I can tell you that. Max Meyer was on fire.
I love Libator. He's a pickup for me, but I would go with Max Meyer on this one.
All right, let's go to Michael's question here. Is Javi Baez worth it for outfield eligibility right now? Look, I can't explain what's going on with Javi Baez. I can't. A guy who had 180 last year with like a 500 OPS, and now this year he's hitting 300. All I could say is ride the wave. The move to the outfield seems good. He's made some adjustments to his swing. He seems like he's happy. He's playing on a fun Tigers team. I'll put it this way. Would you rather have him, Outman, Evan Carter, Jordan Beck?
Beck, Carter, Baez, then Outman. I have no interest in Outman. I will say,
you hate Outman like I hate Carter.
Yeah, exactly. There's a over 60-point differential between his expected batting average and his actual. So whether that plays out, like he's going to regress a little bit. But interesting, looking at his batting stance information, he did make a significant change. Last year, he had like a 33-degree open stance. It's down to 10. So he's really brought that in. He does not have that open stance as well. Mm-hmm. He's moved back in the box. The depth is moved significantly. It looks like depth in the box has, I guess that would be moved
swing.
In. Yeah, well, he's got a long swing.
He always had a very long swing.
But he shortened it a little bit this year.
Yeah, and I think that's been the big difference. Is the long swing, is one thing when you're 28. It's another thing when you're 35. I just think it's a different version of him.
Deep,
I don't just think he's as quick as he used to be.
Deep league, 15 team. I can see it. I actually had to stomach picking him up in a it's actually like a 16 team head-to-head league. Mm-hmm. I picked him up because I got some outfield issues going on. I think here's the difference. Javi Baez is not a 300 hitter, but if Javi Baez can go from being one of the worst baseball players in all the league, a 190 hitter, and he can be a 240, 250 serviceable hitter, I think that's what we're looking at. And there are some significant batting stance changes and approach changes in the profile that we're looking at that kind of support him maybe being serviceable in deeper leagues. But 12 and 15 or 12 and 10, I just don't really buy it. And maybe I'll miss the boat or something like that, but I'm not there for Javi.
Robert just picked up Santander off waivers. I can pawn him off for Ben Rice, but I have to throw in a draft round upgrade from 10 to a 15 swap. Do I do it? Just hold Santander.
You have to
5-round difference of a draft pick on top of it. In other words, I picked up Santander. Somebody wants him. I can trade Ben Rice, but we're swapping a 10th round and a 15th round to do it. I don't think no.
I mean, I like my boy Ben Rice, but the batting average is coming back down and he's moving a little bit. I don't think I would do that either.
Santander, no way.
Robert, the only thing about that is like if you believe in like that Ben Rice is going to continue to make these big steps. Ben Rice, he's shown this ability from a keeper league standpoint. No, but a keeper league standpoint, he could be a 25-plus home run hitter hitting at the top of the lineup. And if he keeps doing that, he might end up being like worth a top 75 or 50 and overpass Santander in keeper over the next 3 years. I'm just not sure I'm willing to pay extra.
Possibly, but if you ask me who has a better chance, like say, in the next 3 years, who has more home runs, Santander or Ben Rice, I'll still take Santander.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big Ben Rice guy, but I also
I am too. I love the Ben Rice. I love big fan of the rice. Lunch, dinner, rice, all the
white
time.
Rice. I'm a double white rice guy at Chipotle. So
double white rice. What does that mean?
Double white. Just give me more. Don't give me so little.
Give me two spoonfuls.
Yeah.
I see.
Don't cheap out on the white rice.
I got you. Now I got you. You pay for the guac too.
I will. A little bit more on the queso over the guac right now.
Fair enough. Mark Andrew, I have Langoliers, but Austin Wells is available. Who do you prefer?
Probably go Langoliers right now.
Okay. Let's go to Brian's question. Better rest of season head-to-head category league, Josh Taylor or Spencer Torkelson?
Who? You mean Josh Naylor or Spencer Torkelson?
Naylor.
Yeah. I will go with Naylor by a very wide margin. Josh Taylor, I don't know. He's a creative player in your MLB The Show, so I'll go with Torkelson.
Hardy Har again. More stuff about Sandy. Does Sandy have upside? Yeah, sure. If you can get it. Look, now's the time to trade for Sandy to see if you can get him for nothing. Because if you turn things around, he does have the opportunity to get dealt to a contender. But it's got to happen soon. That's actually a good question, too. I think we should look ahead to the Marlins schedule and see what comes up here. Because I think the Marlins schedule will also tell you where that potential is. Now, he's got the White Sox. And after the White Sox, the Rays. Then he's got, looks like the Cubs and Angels are coming up on the schedule there. So there's definitely some potential here. The Cubs on up has been really good, but again, I think they're coming back down a little bit to earth sooner than later. You can't.
We got a super chat. Let's roll this super chat.
We will. Hold on, I got Robert's question here. Horton or Zebby Matthews, or do I wait to see how Saturday goes?
Horton. I'll go with Horton. Wait. Horton, here's a win.
Horton, here's a win. You heard it here first. Where is the super? There it is. Thunderstud. Dylan Moore, India, or Norby in a 16-team dynasty. Who's the best asset?
What I've said India a month ago. I think I might go Dylan Moore right now.
Okay. Dylan Moore. Let's go to, let's see. We got Gabe here. Stephen Kwan, sell high or ride the heater?
Ooh, let's take a look.
Ride the heater. He's been.
I think I'm a ride the heater too. But what's that heater look like? Stolen bases are up. Power seems the same. He's always a batting average guy. OBP. This is who he is, and the ballpark has made it a little bit more beneficial. So ride it out, baby. Kwan's a great piece to your outfield. Helps batting average, runs. Love it.
Drop Luke Jackson, Presley, Cade Smith. Well, Smith, because Clase got another save today, so that ship has sailed.
Peace. Cade Smith, number 1. Presley, number 2, until the Rangers go and trade for somebody. They're still going to go to this Luke
Or
Jackson
just make
thing.
Kumar Rocker the closer like they should, because that's just smart. That's just good baseball again right here.
They can go get Helsley. You keep trying to ship Helsley to my Diamondbacks. Helsley goes to the Rangers. I like that.
That's fine. That's a good move. Look, they're going to be in the market. Bednar could go there too. Luke Jackson's not going to hold that job. So you can get him off the island sooner than later too. Also, if you are just can't get enough, baseball talk, and I know you can't, this is why you're here hanging out with us, make sure you join us on our Twitch, twitch.tv/fantasypros. That's the place where Leading Off is live Monday through Friday, noon Eastern. So join us there so you can hang out, talk some baseball, and get on the podcast too. Get on the YouTube. We'll make you famous there. Let's get to a couple more questions here before we head out for the day. Let's go to Ghost Spark. Head to him 12-team head-to-head. Drop Gurriel or Jeremy Pena for Alcantara.
Ooh, I would
Not
probably
He's been
drop.
good.
Yeah, I don't think I'm dropping Pena. Pena hit a bomb today too. I think I would drop Lourdes. Lourdes is coming back around, and he gets when he's going to hit in a good prominent part of the lineup. But I think I would probably drop him for Sandy because I don't think he's doing anything right now that pushes it.
I love our listeners. Michael says Welsh pays $8,000 to hang out with MLB players. Do you think he's not paying for guacamole? He's paying for that.
I'll definitely pay for guacamole. I would love. I'm gonna put this double rice. Yeah, queso. I'm paying extra. I'm telling you right now, I would kill to do one of the fantasy camps that they do. All the teams that people don't know this, it's a free pub for them, is these teams do these fantasy camps, and it's like 3 or 4 days. You train at the facility, they get jerseys, and you have major league players train them and do the games. I actually saw a guy got hurt during that Padres one. And it's like, Brett Boone and Jake Peavy and stuff. That's for the Padres. Every team does it. I would kill to do it. But I ain't got $8,000. I'm paying for extra guac, not for fantasy camps.
All right. Let's get to Sean Santos. Would you trade Cruz for Sandy in a redraft league 100%? Exactly the kind of deal that I think you could pull off. I like that.
Yeah, that's kind of like poop for poop right now.
Still taking Bubba over Horton from Snooze?
Yeah, so the Snooze is asking this too because Bubba did not have a great start today. We have been very, free Bubba Chandler. When is he going to break? I know we're going to get a bunch on the next episode, but Bubba gave up 9 hits, I believe.
I'm not as Bubba as you are.
4 walks, only
I'm not
2.
I'm not Bubba Mania.
You don't like the best fastball in all the minor leagues? You don't like a dominant slider? You don't like a guy who can throw a changeup for strikes?
Yeah, but I also hate 5-inning pitchers in fantasy and guys who are unproven and players that have a lot of hype on teams that are going to have 0 offense. That's where I go. Yay! Reality.
Okay, the last part I'll give to you, but Jared Jones was a monster, so I don't know.
I'm for 6 weeks.
Well, yeah, and then he fell up. Okay, well, Paul Skeens is pretty great the whole time too. Like I think Bubba Chandler might be like a Dylan Cease type of guy. There's some ups, there's some downs. This was unfortunately a down today of having a really bad start. I still think the clock is opened up for next week, but after that bad outing, they might want to have one more good one. I don't know. He had 2 good outings, 1 bad one. Who the hell knows what the Pirates are doing right now? I will still go Bubba over Horton, though.
Here we go. Here's a Bubba question. Mike wants to know thoughts on Bubba Chandler when he's called up. Do I drop Alvarado or Simpson for him? No.
Do I drop? No, probably not.
Absolutely not. I don't think you can do that. Logan LeMay, Jasson Dominguez got dropped in my 12-team roto. Do I jump on him on this, or is playing time too much in question? I'm again, depends on what you're dropping, Logan, but Dominguez is another guy that I've not been as enamored of. I don't know. He didn't jump off the page to me when I watched him play.
I don't like the strikeouts. The strikeouts I really hate right now. 31%, but he is walking. He's getting the ball in the air a ton more. He hits the ball really hard. So I actually think we're going to have a little bit of a bounce back. He's hitting almost like 240. I mean, things are not great, but I don't think it's enough where they're going to have him kick rocks or anything like that. But I'm still a hold on Dominguez, and in your 12 team, maybe I would pick him up pending who you would be dropping. I think there's upside there. And if it's keeper, no doubt.
Yeah. It's it's an interesting landscape out there right now for some of these young pitchers. I feel like the teams don't want to commit to them for some reason, and I don't know what they're waiting for. It's funny because with the expanded playoff, everybody thinks they're in it, right? But nobody wants to be competitive early. Everybody's like waiting it out, and like, well, let's see where it goes. if you got a kid who's dominating the minor leagues, you should get him up. Get those innings in the major league level. Like, what are you doing here? Well, give it a shot. See what's going on. And I'm very clear about the prospects I like and I don't too. Like, like I saw Jac Caglianone play and I told you I am so excited about Jac Caglianone. We did that show together and you could not shut me up about that kid. Like, there's some players you just see and they jump off the page. Dominguez was never one of those guys for me when I watched him.
I've seen a bunch of them.
Volpe, to be honest with you. I used to have a conversation with Eric Cross all the time about Volpe. He loved Volpe, and I was like, oh, Volpe's nice. Like, I think he could be a solid player. He could be an all-star if things break right. I don't think he's a superstar.
The problem you got to remember too is like development is not like just a linear path, and that's what makes it so difficult. And it's like it's not where you were here that you're going to 100% in here. There's so many prospects because I've been doing this for so long that you've seen that are just like amazing, then fall apart at the majors or not clicking, and then all of a sudden everything clicks. So what you have to do, what I'm getting at is you get to this point where you're just betting on skill sets, and you're just betting on like, well, I think like my thing with Spencer Jones, I'm still a Spencer Jones guy. He strikes out like crazy, but if it works, the skill sets are going to be so ridiculously loud, everyone's going to fall over themselves. But there's a balance between like K percentage. It's a little stickier. Like if a guy has a really bad strikeout problem in the minors, like it's hard to get that to improve, especially if you don't see
Spencer Jones becomes a major leaguer. I'll take
100% without question a major leaguer. But will he stick around as like is he going to get his tenure? I'm not sure about that.
Robert, will Bichette ever return to 20 home runs?
I think he can. I'll say yes. He just hit his first homer like a week ago, but I'll say yes.
Pena or Neto? Pena.
Neto.
I like Neto. I like, that's tough. It's Roto, so maybe it is Neto and Roto. I don't know, but Pena's
Pena's still in some bases. It's not a bad.
Yeah, you know what? No, I'm sticking with Pena. With Pena. I'm gonna. That's a good problem to have. I want them both. Brian Looper, Max Fried for O'Neill Cruz seem fair head-to-head categories. Well, Fried's not going to pitch to a 1 ERA, so yeah, I'm good with that.
I think it's a fair trade in general, though. A lot of wins. I like what Fried's doing right now. I was not really big into Fried, so O'Neill and him, I think that's a pretty even trade.
Snooze, any concerns on Churio as Savant Page is not looking inspiring? It's a good point.
Well, he kind of did this last year, though, too, in the first half. Remember, everyone was like, oh, I don't know. Here we go. He's shown some big strikeout issues early on in the year. But, I mean, he started the year off like, for whatever, and a golden sombrero or our Cinco Stinko and everything like that. 20% K percentage now. He's not walking. I don't know what the deal with that is. His expected batting average is lower. I'm gonna give it a pass. I think he's an electric player. So I'm going to hopefully say this is not going to be like a Julio Rodriguez retread.
Cody McAllister, Andy Pajes, or Weiler Abreu to replace Teoscar while he's gone. Head-to-head points.
I would go with Willier. He's ridiculous against righties.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, Pajes is hot right now, but I don't have a problem with that answer.
Yeah.
I think that's a good one. Pajes, Hayes, or Baez?
Give me Andy Pajes.
Yeah, I like Pajes as well. Which Dodger, Kim, or all the Pajes questions? Pajes.
All right. Pajes again. Yeah.
Pajes. Tacos or burritos? Oh, I'm a taco guy.
Ooh,
I love burritos too, but the thing about tacos is you could just eat a bunch of them. The burrito, it's that one burrito, and it just like, and afterwards you feel like a little like, just like full. I'm a sampler kind of guy. Like I want to have some of this, and I want to have some chips, and I want to have some guac, and I want to have maybe an empanada, and the tacos allow me to do that. The burrito is a big commitment.
When Joe was out here, we went to a Mexican food restaurant, and I think you had like 3 different things. I got a burrito. I'm a give me burrito with the rice again and the beans and cheese. Like you can't.
Not me. I like to sleep around with my Mexican food. I like that.
I'm a committed guy. I make my commitment with my burritos.
Yeah, not me. Nope. I'm out there playing the field of all the different delicacies of the Latin variety. Let's go for Michael Jensen's question. Gavin Williams droppable now. Has there been a more disappointing pitcher? How hyped was Gavin Williams by every single person we had on the show? Mm-hmm. Every expert of pitching, from Eno to Pollock and everybody in between. Gavin Williams, and it has not been good, Welsh.
Yeah, I'm looking here. His expected ERA is worse than his 5 ERA. He has one of the worst barrel percentages I've seen, 11%. That's crazy that he's given that up. As far as the pitches go, I mean, his velo is actually up, but it's getting hit so hard. And it's the fastball, too. It's actually pretty crazy. throwing his sweeper 24% of the time, which is a complete new change and might be part of the problems. It's got an 80 exit velocity against and an under 200 batting average. But his fastball, 329 batting average against, a 349 expected, and it is getting smashed. And most recent game I had watched, it was just straight line fastballs he throws, no movement. So if you're throwing it anywhere that's not trying to paint a corner, crushing. So yeah, he's pretty disappointment. I think you can drop him if there's something decent out there.
Our producer Seth is a burrito guy too. Back to back says breakfast burritos are better than breakfast tacos. That I agree with. I agree 100%.
I don't think I've ever heard of what is a breakfast taco?
Oh, it's just like, egg and cheese, and you just kind of fold it over. You can put some other stuff in there. It's just the taco version.
That's made for burritos. Eggs are made for burritos, not tacos.
There you go. Chandler Simpson or Lars Nootbaar rest of season?
Chandler.
It's right.
Great question.
That is the correct answer. That is the correct answer. Is it time to drop Marte?
Noelvi went on the IL, so yes. I hope you're not saying Cattell. Cattell does look a little off still. He's still getting adjusted. I'm, benefit of the doubt. He was running weird when I saw him. I thought that was holding back.
Can't possibly be talking about dropping.
I hope it's not. I'm assuming this is Noelvi. Maybe it's Starling.
I would think Noelvi.
What's the Marte parte we're talking about? Noelvi
because he just got hurt.
Yeah, he hit the IL, so you can cut him. Reese Hines is coming up for him.
It's really crazy. Mike says chimichanga is the right answer. I don't know. I mean, enchiladas.
I don't think I've ever had a chimichanga. I don't even know what it is.
The chimichanga, I don't want to get it wrong. I've had them. I'm trying to remember what the difference is. The chimichanga, according to, it's a deep fried burrito. So basically, you take everything in the burrito and you just fry it.
That sounds amazing. I've never had that before.
Had
that sounds amazing. No.
Oh, yeah. So the enchilada is you take the burrito and then you have the sauce and you bake it with the sauce and the cheese on top, which is delicious. The enchiladas are, I do that I make enchiladas every night.
Wow, I want one of those.
They're delicious. But the chimichanga, I mean, that's like straight heart attack stuff, but it's fantastic.
Only live once, man. We had the last minute super chat too. We got to get to.
Well, Sean is first here. Story, Bogarts, Win, Crawford, rest of season.
Why am I not registering the Crawford?
JP Crawford?
JP Crawford. Okay.
Not Carl Crawford. Remember
I was thinking Crawford? Justin Crawford. I was thinking his son, Justin Crawford,
Carl
is a prospect.
Crawford?
Yeah. Do you know his son is in AAA right now, Justin Crawford?
Makes me feel old.
Yeah. Well, he's going to be here maybe later this year too. So feel really old.
Wow.
Give me.
Where's Shannon Stewart when you need him?
I don't want any of these guys. Maybe Story. I guess I'll go with Story over Bogarts.
Oh no. Bogarts for me over Story. Bogarts over Win. JP Crawford's actually been pretty good this year. And then Roto he runs too. I'd probably just take Bogarts as like that.
Yeah. Who did you say before? Would you say Shannon?
Shannon Stewart. Remember Shannon Stewart?
Yeah, the Twins, right?
Yeah.
Remember Milton Bradley?
Started with the Blue Jays. Shannon Stewart.
We should do a whole stream of playing that game where we just go remember and like you pick a name and then I pick a name.
That's how dudes hang out, right?
Right.
Slice of Sparta, Hyeseong Kim, Path to Playing Time, SB Machine. Yeah, the path to playing time is tricky though. Like I don't know, Welsh.
Tommy Edman is hurt right now. Your favorite player.
When Edman comes back, I just don't see it happening. He's been really good this year. Although nothing would please me more than Tommy Edman losing playing time.
For Joe to get to say "I told you so" would be amazing. I think Kim's path to playing time is super interesting because he can also play the outfield, though they've kind of committed to the infield. I worry he could become a super util guy, but I think it becomes squirrely when Edman pops up. So I'm not 100% sure if that can continue, but I think Kim has been playing pretty well. Maybe they want to keep him around as a super util, which hurts his fantasy value. But the problem is he's getting playing time because Teoscar and Edman are both gone. When both are back, I don't think we're seeing Kim.
Yeah. Gossman's last start was pretty good, by the way. 6 innings, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Just saying.
Look at this. I got restaurant recommendations. Macayo's is very good out here.
Well, I gotta say, best Mexican food I ever had by far, Santa Monica, California. There was a little hole-in-the-wall place that my cousin took me to where it was the middle of the day. It was a door. We walked in there. The place was just, again, you wouldn't even know it was a restaurant. The waiters are wearing tuxedos. I don't know why. It was the best Mexican food I've ever eaten in my whole life. It's so good. I don't even know the name of the place. It was amazing.
Like hole in the wall places are usually kind of the best. Wall in the hole. But there is a place that's out here, and God, it's like Borough. I'm forgetting
well, I
what it's
imagine Arizona.
called.
There's a couple great spots.
There's a phenomenal place. If we were traveling around, I could have taken
Mm-hmm.
you to. That's got high end stuff. But it's, I mean, every corner there's different great Mexican
food is
here.
probably my second favorite. It's Italian, followed closely by Mexican, then Asian food.
I would agree.
That's my trio.
Yeah, I agree. It was
You
American.
don't get good Asian food out
Some
there,
burgers,
too.
some fries.
Cousin Donnie told me Arizona the worst Asian food. He said, can't get
Well,
it.
we'll take
Joey
his-
P and Welsh. This is awesome. I really hope you guys are doing this every week throughout the season. We have been, Robert. We've been doing it every Wednesday. So join us every single Wednesday here to take your questions. I want to thank everyone for joining us today. Don't forget, on your way out, like the stream and drop your comments below and subscribe to the channel and ring the bell till it goes ding, because you just might win yourself a Jose Ramirez jersey from Pristine Auction. That'll do it for us, but the story of the game goes on. For the Welsh, I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Bye.
I'm so
hungry.
I'm so hungry. I'm going to go
did we
get a
do that?
chimichanga right now.
I want, you know what? I need you to have a chimichanga so you can
So
experience
hungry.
that.